It's all you.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Elder Elves. I'm one of the Elder Elves. My name's Colin Carlton. I'm a voice actor and a writer. And I'll introduce you to the other elf, who's also an elder. It's Miranda.
Hi. I'm also a writer, sometimes, a artist, kind of, and a player of many games.
Yes, both of us are player of many games on this channel and off this channel and everything like that. The game we're playing right now is Tether, which is a two-person role-playing game, which is story-based. And we're playing it on here for the next few episodes, where we take a journal that can travel through time, backwards and forwards 30 years. One of us is in the past, and one of us is in the future, or present, however you want to look at it. And we're telling a story, each journal entry at a time. So we're writing it as we go. And it's a game created by Adam Baffoni, and we're just starting, and this is the first journal entry.
It is.
Oh, here, yeah. So the way it works is we draw cards and we take a prompt for each journal entry. So last week, I drew the 5 of Hearts. And that prompt was 2 prominent people or groups are in the midst of a dispute. What is it about? And how does it affect you or the town?
I was really interested. Yeah, I was really interested to see where you go with it. So, firstly, though, before we get into it, let's get into the introduction of this fun little game. So, nothing ever happens in this forgotten town. Every day is as predictable as the last, dragging on into eternity. And that made it even more strange when you happened upon the journal. It may have been hidden by the decaying foliage of last season, on the forest floor, washed up on the shore of the stream that leads into the old cave outside of town, or even perched among the rafters of the old abandoned barn behind the high school. But whatever it was, you've spotted it, and it drew you in, looking like something ancient pulled out of a forgotten time, and yet in pristine condition. You opened it to find a single page of text that reads, "If you found this, consider it a curse. For those around you, however, it will hopefully be a blessing. This place is haunted by something sinister." Sorry. Yeah, she's like meowing. It is her. Wow. Okay, hold on. What it is, I don't exactly know, and who I am, well, that isn't important. By the time you found this, I am undoubtedly dead, but I've used what may be my last moments to make a deal with something I cannot comprehend. A deal with which, in the creation of this journal, a deal in which I did in the creation of this journal. I'm being bit a little bit on my ankles by my cat. It's like a little distracting. It is my understanding that whatever the terror that haunts this place is, it appears only periodically. Once every generation, it emerges from whatever dark pit it inhabits to feed on the fear and panic of the people. And for this, I must believe it has a weakness. Were it to stay here terrorizing us, we may be able to learn how to stop it. But showing up for a fleeting few days each generation, it is always an unexpected and new threat, preying on the unsuspecting and ignorant. That is why I've created this journal. That's town life right there.
That is.
In the span of a few days, one cannot alone learn how to stop it, but if we can work together, through the barrier of time, the key to setting ourselves free may not be so far out of reach. This journal will connect you to another point in time. When exactly, I don't know. What I do know is that the journal will only be found by someone who is in danger. If you have found this, I'm sorry. May whoever it is on the other side have the clues that can help you survive what you're about to endure. Dun-dun. Okay.
So I am in the present, 2023, and I'm going to write the first journal entry. Miranda, by the way, has not heard this yet.
I have not.
I'm not going to lie to you. It feels insanely odd to be writing inside you. Like, honestly, I don't know what's happening, but I think I hate it. I know that's why you're here. It doesn't mean shit. Did this journal just talk to me again? That's impossible. There! It did it again. Stop it. You're just a book. Yes, you are. I'm so high right now. Okay, let's focus, Jordan. Just focus on how you got here. Tucked under the front desk of your father's abandoned gas station, hiding from two demons, speaking in Latin, and talking about how they're going to burn this town to the ground. Note to self. Write quieter so demons don't hear me. All right, quick. Reminder to myself. You are very high right now. Can you feel your fingers? Check yes or no. No. But I can hear my nails. I can hear my fingernails talking, though. Focus. The demons. What are the demons talking about? Let's see. The demon made of smoke is talking about starting a fire and collecting souls to fatten up their pockets. But the demon made of lettuce thinks that's too risky and that someone will know it's them. Wait a minute. Why is there a demon made of lettuce? Is that a thing? There's no way that's a thing. Oh, right. Thanks, Journal. It's probably because I'm high. How did I get so high again? Hang on. I'm going to have a quick flashback. My flight from LAX to Boston had been delayed, which had driven my anxiety from a 6 to an 8. The 2-hour drive to my childhood home took care of the rest. I had stress drank a large black coffee on the drive. Shockingly, that didn't help. Pulling up the driveway took that 10 and pumped it up to a 15. But Mom was home, and if I'm being honest, it was nice to see her. We chatted, but being in my old house was too much. The smell of the dust dancing in the sunlight as it comes through the dining room window, and the wallpaper peeling. I couldn't stop staring at the wallpaper, slowly abandoning the place I had always known it to be.
Oh, I think I can. Hold on.
For some strange reason, that really put me over the edge. Mom had a medicinal license for pot, and sitting on the kitchen counter was a fresh batch of brownies. I snagged 2, then took a walk by myself. Nothing had changed, but also everything had changed. I passed all the places I remembered. Faded red colonials, powder blue ranch-style houses, white, black, yellow, small ones, long ones, boring ones, broken ones, Historical plaques next to the doors. John so-and-so, 1682. Samuel who cares, 1722. Whoever, 1800 and something. Then there was the main drag. Every store had a sign in it. Every other store had a sign in it. Closed permanently. The others had a different sign. Help wanted. It was at this point I realized my hair was as soft as a cloud. It was directly thereafter that I realized Mom's brownies were double strength. Well, shit. I started sweating and took a look around for a place to lay low until I wasn't so obvious. There it was. Murphy's. Dad's run-down and abandoned gas station. I found the hidden key, which was just a key in a sardine can behind a loose brick next to the dumpster. Inside was nothing but hurtful memories and cobwebs. Time had been frozen inside. Everything's still in its place. At least that's what it seemed like to me. I had left for college 30 years ago. This was the first time I had been back. And now, I was accidentally high as fuck, hiding in the empty station, just like old times. Then a key hits the lock. It's two demons, and they had a key. Wait, that's not right, is it? They aren't demons at all, are they? But I still hide under the cash register, like I'm 20 again, terrified of getting caught. I start listening to the two talk. Who is that? Who are they? They're not demons. No, it's a man and Mrs. Silverstone? The richest woman in town, and the oldest. She was the demon made of lettuce. And as I sat under the desk, that's when I saw you. A small, leather-bound journal asking me to write inside it. But then I remembered the brownies, so you're probably just a normal book. Nevertheless, I'll use you to write this down because it seems important. The lettuce demon, Mrs. Silverstone, said, William Cutter's secret will burn this town into nothingness.
Oh, lots of food for thought there.
Stuff for you to use in your prompt.
When you started off, I immediately was like, oh, we're going some devil shit. We're going to hell.
Well,
and then
could be either way.
Could be any way. Yeah. And then you switched it up and gave a little bit more swing.
I kind of, when I was writing it, I had the intention of doing it in a way that, depending on what we, if we wanted to make everything a cat, we could. I wrote it with the intention of being vague, but almost having two possible realities in there, depending on what we wanted to do. Because the game itself doesn't specify what the terror is.
No, and it's just you figuring it out or building it together, you know? So that's pretty. The way you can fly is with this particular game is, we've talked about it before, that it doesn't have to sit in one plane of existence, or it doesn't have to be in. It doesn't even have to be, earthbound. It can be so many different things that could,
Yeah, I mean, you could go whatever way you really want with it.
Mm-hmm.
And what I kind of think is interesting is, even though, I mean, halfway through, if we decide to pivot and do something different, you kind of could, if you structure it right, if you don't like the way you're going or anything like that. And the whole idea of this whole game is to just kind of be creative and have fun with a friend. So when I was thinking of angles to go with it, I was like, okay, because you and I have worked together before, we know each other. I was like, all right, let's do something weird where we can make it as weird as we want it or as normal as we want it.
Right.
And let's just see what we want to do. Because go ahead.
Oh no, I cut you off. So you first.
I was gonna say, before sitting down to write it, you almost actually, before we even did the background and the history and the time frames, you're almost geared, probably just culturally, to think, oh, creepy town, so it's going to be in like the 1700s or whatever. And then you had the idea of doing the 90s and the now, and I was like, oh, that's genius. So when we started making the backstory of the town and our characters and everything like that, I was like, oh, well, yeah, let's just have fun with it and have fun with everything that has changed since the 90s and hasn't changed since the 90s, and especially like something in like one of these like small New England towns. I
can't wait to write about like, what is pot?
I know.
Because when I was like, I think like when I was 10, I'm like, I didn't know what that was. Like surprisingly, right? I knew what Coke was. That's like the only Scarface. Come on, that was like the big, like that was like it, like they're running drugs or prohibition, alcohol, but like
all the
marijuana.
Kids know what cocaine is.
Yeah, I didn't know. Maybe I was a really sheltered kid. Maybe.
Did you have any preconceived notions about what you were? Because your prompt was second, so you haven't written any of your story yet.
No, and I've been thinking about it a lot. Like, and what's nice is that those thoughts have like helped me, like unlock creative parts where I need to like finish my book that I've been writing like for a bajillion years. So it's like making me really think in a creative way. Like when I was playing Dungeons and Dragons like every Sunday night, that was helping like for just thinking creatively between like two characters or like that kind of personal arrangement. But this is like this is nice in that it just kind of recharges those like writing bones that you need to get going. So I've been really thinking about like what are some of the things that I'm going to hit as a writing in the 90s, like, and part of me doesn't want to think too far because I want it to just be so organically coming to me where I'm just like, oh my god, this is absolutely ridiculous. So I don't want to pre-plan anything.
Right.
I thought about your prompt and I was like, oh, how interesting is this going to be if it's like like you're witnessing two people. It's like yell it on the street or like someone's going through something and you're witnessing that via like, oh, here's a location point. This is, you're telling me in the future, in the past, right? So you're telling me where to find stuff. Am I gonna slide this book there? Like, how am I gonna where am I going to find it? Am I the first person, presumably, that has read that first prompt that is like,
Right.
sorry, this is a curse and it's yours to bear now, little child. Here's your innocence.
Are there other like half-finished journal entries in there from people who did find it but didn't make it?
Right. Like, how far back is this thing, you know?
Right.
And I think on one hand, what's cool about this game, is that we could be those people.
Yeah.
We're doing the first leg, and then we come back to this in, say, a year or something and say, you know what? We were in the 90s here and 2000s. Let's hop back from the 90s.
Yeah.
So go 92 to, 30 years backwards.
Yeah.
And see where those two people are. Like, you're in the beginning of the 90s, like right fresh out of the 80s, basically. What's happening beyond that? Or even kick it in a more futuristic way. Like, is it still continuing?
Right.
Did it, whatever this thing is, has it like strung itself to a different thing?
Right. Is the idea for us to stay alive and survive? Is the idea for us to save the town? Like, if we don't save the town, can we still survive? Or are you cursed? Like,
right.
No matter where you go, the terror.
Right. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see, because I didn't really want to read the prompts in the book. I didn't want to really look at them too much. Because I didn't want that to make me start thinking beyond what we are starting project-wise. Right. So I haven't really looked at any of the prompts, which, not to say that anyone out there that plays this shouldn't, like, totally do what you want to do, whatever your process is, but I'm really coming at this as new to it as I can, as inspired too as I can.
Yeah,
I did. So yeah, I did go looking online for covered bridges in the area, so I could do little TikToks on these covered bridges, or find a little town to just just do little things like that for fun, just to kick around and find these things. But I like where it started. It's very interesting. There's a lot of little things that are like, what you know about is, is that something she would ask her grandparents? Like, hey, what's pot? Do you know what this is? What does being high mean?
It's funny too, right? Because not only are you not going to know what that is, you're reading something from 30 years in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I didn't even necessarily really I didn't even get into a lot of technological stuff that would have changed in just the first journal entry. But
I broke my Switch.
Yeah.
What the fuck is a Switch?
Let me take out my smartphone and order a ride share.
Uber came. Fuck. What is Uber?
What's Uber?
What is Uber? Oh man, I should ask the 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds in our lives different things. Hey, do you know what being high means?
Mine would be able to answer probably.
Yes. I think most kids now can, for the most part. It's just kind of in our lingo, but
yeah, you're right. When we were 10 and 11, I just thought.
I didn't really hear those terms when I was young. I was living on a military base. I didn't really know what that was. The only high thing I thought of is Miller High Life.
Well, plus too, I think when you're that age, everything gets collected into one category. So there's just drugs, right?
Yeah.
And you know that drugs are bad, but there's
because we had Dare.
Right. So, and you didn't know the levels of all of the drugs. or the complexities of it or anything like that. And the simple fact that, like, for you, if you do go asking around, like, pot's illegal for you in your timeline or your
what's a 10-year-old asking for pot on a street corner? I just think of Dare, though. We did, like, I knew what marijuana was and stuff through Dare, but I don't think they ever gave us, like, the rundown of, like, all the, like,
controlled substances.
Like, that kind of stuff, you know. And I wasn't really, as a 10-year-old, I think I was more interested in playing with my Ninja Turtles and Barbies and riding my bike.
Yeah.
And being outside in the as much as I could be, you know, because if I had to be indoors, it was for homework, or it was boring inside if I wasn't playing my Nintendo, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm going to be interested to see where you take it, because I also like the fact that, because what did we drew a card to see who goes first, right?
Right.
Yeah. So the present time person went first when really usually it's like the past.
You would think. It's also, I think I think also in the book, the present starts the prompt. So
that's right. No, we drew to see who was present.
Yes.
And who was
that's
past.
Right.
That's right. That's what we drew for. Yeah. I really like the whole, I like that. I think it's an interesting story mechanic that the person in the present is writing, and that's the first entry.
Yeah, but the last entry starts with the past. And each player writes one final entry detailing their final confrontation with the terror. So it could be absolutely gut-wrenching, or it could be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have to be one thing or the other. Or it can be both. Whoever wants to do it. Do you want to draw your prompt?
Yeah, let's draw my prompt. Let's do this.
Okay. What am I drawing straight? Where am I drawing from? Because we've divided the deck.
Yes. So you just pull from let's see. Sorry, guys. This is the boring part. I'm just double checking the rules.
No, me too.
Let's see. Hold, please. We can't cut this. There's no editing alive.
There's no editing. Because mine was a heart, 5 of hearts.
Right. You just draw the top card from the deck. So it's just a top card. You don't have to shuffle it. It's just a top card. And it is a 10?
10 of hearts.
Of hearts. Ooh, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
You hear the rumors of a secret that only a select few people in town know about. Do you hear any specifics? You gave me a lot of good gold, you know?
Yeah, do you have ideas already?
I feel like immediately an idea involving like the gas station, Silverstone. If they're meeting there now, right, in the future, is it a regular hang?
They've got a key.
They got a key. It'll be. I have like it's starting. Look at these little wheels turning. The hamster's running. You know what it? Yeah, it could be something involving your dad, right? is the gas station still open?
Right.
Is it an open thing? I like brainstorming or having like little, because I may not even take it there. I might go a completely different way. But
Right. Because I left you with them saying William Cutter's secret will destroy the town or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't have to be the secret you hear.
Right.
You could hear anything.
Mm-hmm. Jordan is an illegitimate child of.
That's right.
And they offed John because of it.
Yeah, you could do anything you want.
I know, there's so many interesting things. And then, how curious is this 10-year-old?
Probably pretty curious if you're inside an abandoned gas station.
But is it abandoned in my time? It's 30 years
maybe
prior.
It's not. Yeah, maybe it's not.
Maybe it isn't. Maybe the book has always been in there. Maybe someone slid it under there and I find it in the same exact spot.
That's right.
And I just keep it there.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's the last place I put it.
Yeah, you could find it somewhere else.
When it's the end,
Right.
It's the very end.
Because it's all wibbly wobbly. Like, it's a book that travels back and forth through time.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows when it's where?
Exactly. And so as it's, it doesn't matter where it goes with me. It's always being, formulated. But maybe, maybe it ends up, that's its resting spot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I like those ideas.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of fun stuff we can do with that.
Yeah, you gave me to cover.
Yeah, I'm glad you went first.
Did you want to go first though? Like not when we first started? Did we care? I didn't really care either way.
I didn't really care.
Yeah.
At all. If I went first, I was a little bit more nervous because I wanted to get it right.
Right.
Because you're the first entry. You want to get it. You want to be able to drop enough. I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to drop plot hooks or lines or threads or anything. If you don't want to.
No. Like you could do as much or as little as possible. Like it depends on how you want to lay the story out. I kind of wanted to give this a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah.
With all the other stuff sort of peppered in there, but still leave it open to have more entered into it later. Because I have to react a little bit to what your entry is going to be. Or I guess I don't have to, but...
I just thought about Dear Diary. This is what I did today.
With a unicorn sticker.
Yeah, there's a unicorn sticker in there. I ate Cheetos. I watched Rugrats. I am, Just
this mystical journal that's like a curse for everyone who finds it, and this kid is just like, I felt different today. I don't know. Bye-bye.
You know what? Give Penny some prompts and see what they write. Here's a prompt. I just want you to write a story out of this.
Just go with it.
I feel like there would be a tabaxi destroying things 100%.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because I never would peg Penny as a 100% tabaxi person, but
tabaxi's rule.
Elves drool.
Yeah, there you go. There that is.
Do
we want anything else? Or are we good?
I think we're good.
I think we're good for that one.
I think
I'm
we're
excited
good.
to hear your prompt though, or your entry.
Yeah, because I know that I have a tendency to just like keep going on and on.
Well, and there's no time limit on anything. I made this one relatively short, but I mean, we can go for however long we want.
Yeah,
And
whatever takes you.
I feel like they'll probably end up having to get a little bit longer the deeper into the story we get. But maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it gets shorter as time's running out.
The last entry is just, crap.
Last entry is a sticker. Like a hang in there cat poster sticker.
And a rollerblade sticker.
From Scholastics. Like the book fair. There's like you find like an old bookmark at the very end.
It's just it's a cutout from, what were those zoo books?
Oh yeah.
It's just like a hippo or something from zoo books.
My sea monkeys died. My glowworm stopped glowing.
Oh man, guess I should have fed my cat more.
Oh, Tamagotchi. Do you still have Tamagotchis in the future?
How do you know if a boy likes you?
Circle a yes or no if you're still alive.
Okay.
Yes.
So, you've got your prompt. We'll be
got my
back
prompt
next Tuesday. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on podcast apps as soon as I get myself in gear and put that up there. And I think we're pretty much all over the place at the Elder Elves, right?
Yeah, we are.
I think so.
We've started getting the TikToks going over there.
So
oh my god,
the Elder Elves, you're good. Did you get Claudia?
Sorry, she's like,
she's got a terror.
She's like, she wants me to pet her, but she also wants to hurt me, and I don't want to pet her.
Sounds like all of relationships.
I like those spicy women, man.
Ooh, shout out to Danny.
Hey, Danny.
Okay, yeah, so we're all over the place at the Elder Elves. We will be back next Tuesday in the afternoon to do this. And you'll have your next prompt. Follow us, like us, subscribe us. Anything you want to do.
Yeah, and if you do or don't, we're still doing this. Yeah,
because we're doing it for ourselves, and we're just having fun.
Yeah, we're just having fun, and we got like 8 more of these style of games that we want to play and showcase because we think they're cool. And if you're a writer or you want to have fun with your friends doing this kind of stuff, this is kind of your jam or your vibe that you want to do, go for it.
Rock out.
It's fun.
Why don't you tell people where they can find you if you want?
No, you can find me on TikTok, Insta, and I think Mastodon is where I'm over because I jumped ship from Twitter as Obscurabrasion, and obviously here. But we play games. You can find me on Xbox and I think PlayStation, and I don't think Switch, but I am on Switch too. I play a little bit over there.
Yeah. And sometimes we play here, which we'll do. We'll get back to.
Oh yeah, we have a game that we got to beat.
You can find me pretty much everywhere at Colin Carlton VO. You can find me at colincarlton.com. And that's it. You can find me. If you go to any of those places, you can find me there. That's fine.
You just type in his name into a Google search bar.
Yes, but there is also a Colin Carlton in Hamilton, Ontario. Yeah. So
which one is it? Which one? No, you're supposed to be a man of mystery.
I wish I lived in Ontario.
Who is it? I know.
Wish. But that's it. That was our show for today. I hope
Yeah,
everybody enjoyed.
We're not trying to keep it a crazy amount of time on these shows, because sometimes it's hard to sit and watch something for 2 hours or listen for that long. So short and sweet, baby.
Whatever it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching or listening, depending on what you're doing.
That's true. And I just waved in case you're listening and couldn't see me doing that. But I did, in fact, wave.
Correct. I can verify.
Finger guns.
Pew pew. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.